Okay, welcome as we begin this journey through Pirkei Avot. Just a little bit of a background before we fully dive in. Pirkei Avot is a part of the Mishnah series written down by Rav Yehuda Anasi in the early 200s. It is designed as a layman's guide. It is absolutely for the masses, and it teaches the morality and the values and the teachings of our sages throughout history. It has lasted and is learned in every generation, including ours, and it is ultimately still viewed as a vital piece of learning in the Jewish world. It doesn't require a tremendous amount to pour over, although there are many commentaries you can take a deep dive into to fully understand it, but you don't need to have a significant background in Torah learning, in law, in halacha, things like that. So we'll dive in, get a little bit of a sense of what it's all about, and then you can decide for yourself your thoughts on it. So we are starting with the first Mishnah. There are 5 chapters to this, each one with several Mishnayot. So we'll start with the first chapter, the first Mishnah. So it says, Moshe kibel Torah Sinai Musar leYeshua, veYeshua leZakenim, uZakenim leNeviim, uNeviim Mesorah leAnshei Knesset HaGedolah. That Moshe Rabbeinu, received the Torah at Sinai, or really from Sinai, Sinai, and Umasara, and he gave it and he transmitted over to Yehoshua, and Yehoshua to the elders, and the elders to the prophets, and the prophets transmitted it to the Anshei Knesset HaGedolah, the men of the Great Assembly, who was the body that wrote the Sidur. Just a fun fact: today's Knesset, today's Israeli Parliament, has 120 seats, which is based off of the 120 seat body that was the Anshei Knesset HaGedolah, that was the men of the Great Assembly. And Hem Amru Shlosha Dvarim, the men of the Great Assembly said 3 things. The first one is Havu Metunim Badin, that you should be measured in judgment in the legal process. And you should raise up many students, that you should have a lot of students following you, and Vasu Sayag LaTorah, that you should make a fence around Torah. So we are just going to take a deep dive into a couple of these matters. As I said, this will only be a 5-minute series, so there's always more to uncover, but we'll just answer 2 questions. Firstly, why does it say that Moses received the Torah from Sinai? Moshe kibel Torah mi Sinai. Why isn't it that he received the Torah at Sinai, or from God? Why would that not be more appropriate as we start breaking down this Mesorah, this transmission from Torah from one person to the other? And one idea that is passed down is that Mount Sinai represents humility, right? It wasn't the greatest mountain. We didn't receive the mountain we didn't receive the Torah from Mount Everest. It was a normal mountain. Odds are you wouldn't be able to find it today, even if you tried. So what is it trying to convey? Because the Torah is a guide for us to achieve greatness in our lives. It teaches us morality and values and ways to move forward and how to navigate a variety of situations, really every situation. So if you want to achieve greatness, people think they need to flaunt it. They think they need to show off how wonderful they are, but in truth, greatness comes from humility. We'll learn later, but you shouldn't be chasing after that honor. Rather, just to be humble, and you'll find that honor finds you. And that's the message of Moshe Rabbeinu. The greatest our people has to offer, the ultimate leader, is getting the Torah Sinai. He's doing it in a sense of humility. He's not showing how great he is. He doesn't need to do that in order to accomplish greatness. And lastly, what does it mean that we should be establishing a fence around Torah? What does it mean? So on the most basic level, because we love the Torah is our lifeblood and it carries with us in every generation. We typically build a fence around things that we care about, things that we love. And whenever you're trying to distance yourself from challenges or protect something, you always establish a significant enough boundary that makes it adequately protected. You don't do the bare minimum, but rather you should build an appropriate metaphorical fence, so to speak, and always cherish that which we value. And we'll pick this up. There's always more to dive into here, but that is just a taste. That is the first Mishnah of Pirkei Avot. I hope you'll join us tomorrow as we continue this series. Have a wonderful day.